this kind of a question requires us to have an open mind. But this is the kind of a question we don't want to think is difficult, because it's the kind of a question that we just need to know how a parabola behaves based on these values of A, B, and C. So they're saying A, B, and C are all numbers that are smaller than 0. They're all negative numbers, A, B, and C. So firstly, you want to know what A and B is good for. A is good for the shape. C is good for the y-intercept. Now B helps with x-intercepts. So you see here, gives info on x-intercepts. And the reason I'm saying it gives information on x-intercepts is because, well, technically all of them give information on x-intercepts, but the thing about B is that we know that the x-intercept will be equal to minus B plus minus B squared minus 4AC. See, B is the only thing that appears twice in this equation. Oh yeah, A also. But the thing with B is it's more like one of the things that really give an idea of what kind of x-intercepts we get. Because if you square B here, depending on what this number is, it'll be giving us an idea of how big an x value are we going to get, or how big our x-intercepts are going to be, or just something like that, you know?
Yeah.
B kind of gives us an idea on the x-intercepts. So the other thing now is, let's do the easy stuff first. A gives us a shape. So this is telling us A is a minus, right? So we know we already have a frowning face. That's already one thing by default. The other thing is the y-intercept is a negative. So let's just draw ourselves a Cartesian plane. So this Cartesian plane, what we already know is that the y-intercept has to be a negative. So it has to be like somewhere here. The next thing we know is the graph has to be frowning. So the idea is your graph could be frowning like this. Your graph could be frowning like that. So for us to determine how it's going to be frowning, this is where your other information is important. You see, with the parabola, if you draw any random parabola, there are three things that are important. Or rather, yeah, three things that are important with the parabola. So those things are the shape. No, four things actually: shape, y-intercept, x-intercept, and then lastly, turning point. Yeah, so the idea with the turning point is that fortunately we know its x value is going to be minus b over 2a.
Yeah.
Which is how we are going to know whether the turning point is going to be on the right side or is it going to be on the left side. So here we can just use our information. If b is a negative value, right, you're going to have here minus b over 2 and then minus a, because a is a negative value also. Then here you're going to put b at the top and then over negative 2a, because the negative 2 is at the bottom. So here we know that our turning point is a negative value. Do you see?
Yes.
Yeah, so automatically we know our turning point is going to be somewhere here. You see?
Yeah.
Now the issue would be, you'd be asking yourself, but then what you may call, if this is our turning point, we have to be careful to put the turning point here, because they said here it has one solution. If it has one solution, it has one x-intercept.
Not two.
Yeah, so if it was here, then it would end up having two x-intercepts. So it means the turning point has to be here where the x-axis is. There. You see? It has to turn there. So it means our picture automatically just has to look like this.
Okay, so then if it says if it has two solutions, then it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, it would have gone up here and then would have drawn it something like this.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so all the information has to work together.
So let's say your turning point then was positive. It would have been on the other side of the Cartesian plane. Okay.
Yeah, then the image would have looked like this.
Oh. This is so cool.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'm fascinated because it's